we're going to do an update on the camper. I haven't updated you since we pretty much finished. We are finishing up a couple things today. Don't mind the crap on the floor. Lights on. Okay. Get my shoes off. So an update on the camper. We have pretty much finished it. We just have a couple things we need to do, but I will show you what we have done. I mean, I've got it decorated and everything. Curtains. The curtain rods we made ourselves. I'll show you them up close. It's a wood dowel. I forget what size. I want to say it's 1.5 inch. Could be 1 inch though. Wood dowel we got from Lowe's, and we stained it, and with the same stain we used on the countertops. And then I got these clips. These pieces here from the, I want to say like the piping section of Lowe's. Dan knows the names of these, but these were actually copper, like pipe clamp things. The whole thing was copper. This is one whole piece, the bracket back here and this, and we just spray painted them black, and they held the dowel perfectly, and I love the industrial look of them. So I went higher than the window itself. Obviously, it gives a room a taller feeling when you put a curtain rod higher than the window. And so yeah, we got everything painted nicely. I think he added, yep, we added 2 shelves into these cabinets. This was just, originally there was a bar up here so you can hang clothes, but who hangs camping clothes? And I mean, what are you gonna hang in here? A shirt? So we took out the bar and he added in shelves, so this is divided into 3, and these are really deep, so perfect to put your pants, shirts, sweaters, underwear, you name it. He's got one, I got one. Found these cute wicker baskets. Perfect. I mean, like, it was meant to be at Goodwill, all 4 of them, for like $6 or something, and they just fit this space perfectly. Blankets, you know, odds and ends. This is just a rug that I have for the entryway that I haven't put down yet, and a picture I need to get on the wall. And yeah, we got it all nice and decorated. I have to put a picture in that picture frame, but I got a nice little lamp over here. And then let me come turn around, get in this corner. So here I put up a picture and found this really cool bamboo wood peg rack online, Facebook Marketplace. Gotta love it. A nice area to just hang, you know, your purse, sweaters, jackets, whatever. So that, I love how that turned out. We aren't putting the TV, I don't think we're putting the TV back up on the wall. We're gonna think about that. I think we're just gonna set it up somewhere if you want to watch it, like on the counter in the back. So I don't know if you remember, originally around the door here there was that hideous vinyl piece that they put in every camper. I don't like them, so we took it down and framed it in. The whole doorway framed in. Came out real nice. Stained it. That's what it looks like. Inspired by a Pinterest post I found where someone did this. Looks great. Alright, into, you know what, let's go to the bathroom first. So when you walk in on this wall, I got a picture up, and the picture that's on my bed I'm going to put underneath right there. And I love the saying, look at this. There's no time to be bored in a world as beautiful as this. So appropriate for camping. Alright, the bathroom is done. We do have some touch-up paint we have to do, but for the most part we're done. Let's open the door. So, bathroom's done. I got a peg rack up here holding all of our towels. A couple vintage landscape pictures remind me of the mountains and the forest. This is how the countertop came out. Came out great. The vessel sink. My black faucet. This fit perfect. And here, got a basket. All my stuff. Organization stuff under here. And this is the new mirror. I found it at Hobby Lobby on clearance, and it was perfect. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's meant to be It was the black I wanted. I liked the square modern look, and the front opens up and it's like a medicine cabinet behind it. So it gives me even extra bonus storage for all that. And so the shower curtain, we replaced the track. The original track holds like those plastic tabby things, and it's just pain in the butt to move, and you can't use a normal shower curtain, the rings, because it's like sewed onto the plastic track. So I found this on Amazon. It's a bendable cut to fit RV track. You can use this for curtains or for the shower. There's multiple uses for it, but a lot of people use it for this exact thing in their campers. So we followed the same track that the original one was up, since the holes were already in the ceiling, but we cut it to fit. It's black, so it's nicer. And I just bought these little S rings on Amazon to fit up in here, because it comes with this track comes with clips that look very similar to this. They look like these, but they're silver and smaller, and they were weak and they just kept popping off, and I didn't like the silver. I like black. I wanted to keep the black theme, even though that's silver or whatever, but I was able to use these S rings, and it looks perfect. And this glides like so smoothly back and forth, and so I was able to make that work perfectly. I don't know if I showed you the new, I think I did, but here's the black faucet, shower faucet we got off Amazon. So that looks a lot nicer, and the shower head's a million times nicer than the stock one that was in here. So yeah, bathroom is, and there's an ant in here, FYI, spray for ants. So I love how the bathroom turned out. I mean, it's great. Love it. All right. That's it. And I forgot to tell you, this I originally bought to use as my toilet paper holder. I was going to put the toilet paper here, and you just got to reach up and grab it, but I didn't like the look of having a toilet roll here, and I need a place for a hand towel anyway, so this worked out perfect as a hand towel holder. And I'm just going to keep the toilet paper down in the basket, and when you go, you grab it out of there and you use it. Toilet paper's kind of an eyesore anyway, so I didn't really want to put anything on the wall because it's interferes with you sitting on the toilet. And we replaced, I don't know if I showed this in one of the last videos, but there was ugly trim down here. It didn't even come all the way to the end. It didn't match up in the corner. They did like such a horrible job of the trim work back here. I hope I showed it on a previous video, but so we took it out and he replaced it with some nice trim, and we painted it along with the wall, so it looks much more cleaner of a look. All right, so we're done in the bathroom tour, and I put a hook on the door to hang a towel, so if you're in the shower you can reach it real easy, and a mirror which covered the holes that were in the door from the original toilet paper holder, and gives you extra mirror to look at yourself. And I replaced the handle on the door as well to a nice black modern privacy lock on the inside. And it didn't work at first because these doors are thinner than house doors, but Dan modified it and now it works perfect. And we are going to be putting on the bottom of the door right here a magnet, and the magnet will be on the floor over here, so when you open the door it'll hold it open for you. So now the kitchen tour. I put these little baskets on the end so that you can put like keys, dog leash, whatever odds and ends you can throw in there, easily get to them if you're outside. So I like how that turned out. We did the I can't talk today. We did the bottom black and gold, bronzy gold handles. We do have some touch-ups of paint, so if you see anything, it's because it hasn't been touched up yet. The countertop came out great, nice and thick. And we stained it. It just looks wonderful. It'll look better in here when I have natural light. Let me turn some lights on here so we can get... Oh no, I showed you the bunk bed. Okay. We painted the tops white with black handles, black matte handles, and the bottom black with gold handles. And I got my nice faucet with a retractable wand. This is just placed in here for now, but when I'm washing dishes I can set it up here to dry things. And Yeah, it came out great. So one of the things I wanted to show you was in one of my videos we discussed how there's so much wasted space up in these places hidden that you may not even think of ever. But above the microwave, there was a panel here and nothing. There was even a shelf going across, but the panel blocked it all off, and there's no reason why you can't use it. There's no cords back there or ventilation for the microwave or anything interfering. So we took out the panel, painted the inside black, and I just use it for little, I have little things that I can slide up in there, extra storage. And to me, it looks so much nicer than just a flat panel going across there. And Dan added, we didn't paint the inside of the cabinets, so they're still, no one sees that, and it doesn't bother me. So we didn't paint, the wallpaper that was originally in here, and I didn't paint the shelves. I'm not that picky. But we did add the shelf that I talked about, so now I have double the space. So that's nice. And down here, there was a panel, as you recall, cutting this in half. I don't know if you can see because the light's kind of bad in here, but we took the panel out, and I have tons of space for pots and pans under here. Tons. My wicker basket trash can. Found that. $5 at a thrift store. Can't beat that. Alrighty. And here is the other. See, there is another. And okay, we gotta spray. So here is the other cubby that we talked about. This one we couldn't go use the whole space all the way to the back because there is ventilation for the refrigerator that comes up. But I'm still able to fit an almost full-size tray thing up in here, and I can put little snacks up in here for whatever. Perfect, and it looks great. We added shelves in here as talked about, so now I have 3 shelves with tons of pantry storage, and down here is just original what it was before. Lots of storage. Here is the beautiful piece Dan bought. The extra counter space that was so needed in this camper. You know how I said we might reuse the cabinets that we took off the wall behind me? At least maybe the doors. Well, there they are. These are the cabinet doors that we took down where the stereo was behind me. And so he reused them, modified them to fit in this space. And then because we didn't have a third one, we just made a big open shelving over here that I have a wicker basket in. But this piece, let's see if I get over here. This piece came out so beautiful. I mean, perfect. It's flush with the cabinets over here. I mean, it just looks like it's always been here. I love how everything turned out. I can't really say what I like more. But we put the vent down here for the furnace, airflow. We had a leftover butcher block piece. I was going to use it as a cutting board on top of the stove, but it fit perfect in here, and I can have my basket with storage, blankets, you name it. Little footstool, because sometimes reaching up in the cabinets in the back of these cabinets, I need a little extra boost. So here's the countertop. I mean, it just came out wonderful. And I came in one day had this place decorated. I already had it pretty much everything from my own house. I removed things from my house, put in here. I found some things at thrift stores. I'm a big thrift store person, so like pretty much everything you see I have thrifted. You name it, ask me in the comments, I'll tell you. These curtains I already had in the house. I have these curtains hanging up in my laundry room. I had like a couple extra panels left over and some just remnant pieces, which worked out perfect because I didn't need full-length curtains in these areas. So I hemmed them to the appropriate length, and they tied in with the theme perfectly with the pattern and color, and I love how these turned out. And up here, originally I told Dan just leave it one big space, but then I changed my mind when I started coming in and actually putting things in the camper and realized I had a lot of wasted space, so he quickly came in and added this shelf across the top for me, which helped with organization a lot. So there's that. The window in the back, pardon the ugly insulation stuff, it's Florida, it's 100 degrees out and we're trying to keep it as cool in here as possible. So in the back we did the same curtain rod. I just did one curtain panel here because the counter is kind of intruding on the window right here, so there was no point in having two panels and one like kind of having a drape over this. So I just did one big panel, and so at night when you want privacy, you just, it'll fully cover this whole entire window. During the day, just push it to the side over here and you're good. And now for the wonderful part. What kind of started this whole renovation, why we bought this camper, was this space for these magnificent bunk beds. He did such a perfect job. This is exactly what I had in my mind. I had a couple different pictures from Pinterest, and I kind of put them all together, different ideas that I had, and I just explained it to him or showed him, and he made it happen. So here is the wall we talked about. This side's black, trimmed out with stained wood, and this side's white. So it really makes the kitchen feel like its own little space, having that wall dividing it, and the black ties into the bottom. And then on the flip side, it's white and gives the kids their bed space. And I love how the handrail up here turned out. Originally he just had this piece, and this was open, and I just didn't like the look of it, and I don't want pillows falling off or anything like that. And so I asked him to add this piece, and it made it come together so much better. And then this idea I saw for the ladder online on a Pinterest post. I liked the style of just straight up and down, so it's not on an angle sticking out into your walkway. I'm able to get up and down it easily, and it's sturdy. It's made out of oak, stained, so that turned out perfect. And it ends, you know, it's shorter here. Originally he had this wood piece right here, this trim piece going all the way up the side of the window to the ceiling, and I didn't like it. It did not look good, so I made him chop it off right here, make it flush, and that's how it's supposed to look. Anyway, made my own duvet covers. I had a queen size duvet, cut it in half, sewed it, cut the insert in half and the cover in half, and made the two single duvets that I needed. Don't look at it closely on the inside, because you'll see that it didn't come out. I'm no seamstress, let's just say that. The bottom, we put a curtain rod in, so she has privacy, same curtains. And we have this little itty bitty amount of storage under here. I can slide, you know, games, a few little skinny things under here, so there's still storage underneath there. And then here's where a really fun project came in. I don't know if Dan would call it fun, but this is originally where the cabinets were up here that we took down. And if you recall, there was this big bunch of stereo wires and light wires and everything just sticking out of the middle of the wall here, and it was such an eyesore, and we kept debating and coming up with different ideas how to fix it and cover it and whatnot. And we had an extra panel of the wall that he was able to hide the wires behind it and tuck them back, bring them out at the top, so we could figure out how to put the stereo up there. But you could still see the patch job, and it bugged me, because even though we painted it and everything, it was so obvious to me. So I had this picture in my back room of my house hanging on the wall, and I went and measured it. I'm like, it fits perfect. And I put it here after he built this, so let's talk about this. This cabinet he built and made to fit this spot custom, made it so that it holds the stereo, right, fits right in it. So all the wires are tucked behind that, connecting it to the stereo so we can play music inside and outside. And then I designed it so that he could make these two cubbies next to it, so she could put little trinkets or books or whatever. I filled it with some stuff right now for decor purposes, but Emily can change that up if she wants, because Emily's going to be on the top bunk. And yeah, so then after he built that and put that up there, that covered, you know, what was going on up there, but there was still this eyesore here. So I went and found this, grabbed the picture out of the back room, brought it out here. I'm like, mount it. It fits perfect. It covers, and it looks great. I mean, ties in perfectly. And for her, we couldn't do curtains, obviously, because there's such a skinny little portion of the window showing on hers. So we took a thin board, a thin, like, I forget what you call this board, but paneling, but it's solid wood paneling, and we put like quilting material over it, and then the same curtain material, I had some left over, we stapled it to it. So at night when she wants privacy or wants to sleep in and wants to keep the light out, you just pop this in. It fits in real snug so it stays, it's not going to fall out. And then during the day it just comes out, slide it under the bunk bed on the bottom, and you have a little window to look out. So that came out perfect as well. So that's it for my camper remodel. We only have a few things left. I'll tell you what they are. Number one, the bunk bed. There is only the support around the perimeter, and so we're going to add 2 supports, like so one about here and one down there, just to give extra strength, so when the person's up top in the bunk bed, this isn't sagging, making the person down here feel like they're about to be killed or squished in their sleep. So we're going to add 2 metal braces under the bunk bed here, so that will strengthen it. It'll look good because it'll be black to match the other metal. And what we used for this, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, this, we went and bought a queen or a king size metal bed frame, and Dan has a welder and cutting tools, and so he modified a regular household metal bed frame, and I think we bought two queen ones, and it did the top bunk and the bottom bunk. Solid structure, not going to fall apart. We did 6-inch mattresses instead of 8-inch to give the kids as much headspace and room in the bunks as possible. I laid on both of these beds. My head did not touch this and my feet did not touch the wall. I had plenty of room to turn and flip from side to side on my back, and the mattresses are super comfortable. They're memory foam and a good company, and I laid down, I'm like, I'm ready for a nap. They were super comfortable. So that's what it looks like from this angle. One last sweep of this section. I mean, it's like, if I ever lost my home, I could totally live in this. And a hurricane comes, this is my home away from home. It feels like my house in a camper. This is what my house looks like for the most part on the inside. And I love that I get to bring my home with me on wheels. And I just feel like I'm at home and I'm comfortable. It's clean. It's the style I like. I just absolutely, this is my favorite camper remodel we have done. It's just beautiful. I mean, imagine if you could go and buy a camper that looked like this on the lot. This is how camper companies need to do it. Let me come in and make these suggestions and decorate it and design it for you. You can make so much more money. And people, I mean, would love this. Look at it. Painted the bottom of that black. That door wreath goes on the outside when we park. You know, gotta make it a home. So that's it. Touch-up paint. Just a couple little areas of touch-up paint and the braces on the back bunk bed. And we are ready to roll and take this beauty on the road. And I can't wait for our next trip. So stay tuned and you can come along with us on our next trip, wherever that may be, and I will post it for sure. But until then, this is I'm gonna sign out. She's done. She's pretty much, I'm calling her done. That's as done as I need her to be. I love it. So I hope you enjoyed this video of our remodel and it's given you some ideas. If you ever have any questions or comments on things we did, or ideas you're looking for, please type it in the comments below and I will get back to you. All right, peace out.